Well, this is Whitey and the Moon Lady again. We're coming right at you. We have a lot of things to tell you about what's happened since we last saw you. This is just to warn those of you who don't know, but we went for a meal at the Palmeras, right? It was a birthday meal. It was Rennie's birthday, and it was the Moon Lady's birthday. They were 2 days apart, December 6th and December 8th. So that should have let me know that those days were surround Pearl Harbor. So let me tell you what happened. On the way down there, this is a couple of blocks from us, maybe 6 or 7 blocks, the cab driver tried to charge us 40 pesos, when 30 pesos is sufficient to go. So we got that kind of crazy nonsense, which I got into an argument with her. And then we get to the Palmeras, which is fine. It's a nice place. It's there on the waterfront. And we were to go there to see the tree lighting, right?
Right.
That the trees on the waterfront, we would have our dinner there at Palmeras, which is completely empty, like a graveyard. There's nobody there but empty tables. That should have given us the tip-off, you know, because it's a real tourist trap. I never go to a place on the waterfront. It's just guaranteed to take all your money in one fell swoop like that, you know, like a vacuum cleaner. But anyway, this was a birthday. There was a tree lighting, and what happened?
Well, there wasn't a tree lighting.
There wasn't a tree lighting. So anyway, so that was one thing. So we're there to watch something that's not going to happen. Then we ordered dinner. And we just ordered fajitas and tacos, right? And we had a bowl of soup. One of us had a bowl of soup. We had a glass of wine, and
what I
had
usually
a drink.
Have. Yeah.
You know, which in Rafa's would have cost us about 300 pesos, and up at the Museo restaurant would have cost us about, with the drinks, probably about 700 pesos. This is before I paid the tip. The bill was 2,000 pesos. These guys are pirates. These are piratas, as they say, you know. I would never, I mean, it's unbelievable what they had in terms of their nighttime prices. I don't know what the daytime prices are. They have to be about the same, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never eaten there before, and I will never eat there again.
I'll never go back there again. I mean,
this is your second year here in Alamos, and this is my first. And
Cozumel, not Alamos.
Cozumel. Whoa, yes.
The Moon Lady is traveling again right in front of you. You just saw it. She was in Alamos. It's the west coast of Mexico. But that's her way, you know, so... Yeah.
I know I'm in the right country anyway,
exactly.
On the right planet.
Exactly,
you know?
she is. She is. So it's her second year, but I never go in the waterfront restaurants. I wouldn't. The only one I go in is the museum restaurant, which is very nice. You can have a view of the water. The food's very good this year. They put in a new chef last year. And we have an airplane across. Of course, we're right next to the airport. Fortunately, that they fly very few planes in here. But anyway, just to say that the Palmeras, I consider them to be pirates, basically. And to that kind of meal, to run 2,000 pesos is unbelievable. So anyway, that just really spoiled my Christmas night, the birthday celebration.
It ruined his disposition.
It just completely topped it after that. So.
Okay, canta. No, you gotta sing. No, sing.
Me paro en la puerta, me quito el sombrero, porque en esta casa vive un caballero. Sus cabellos son de oro y el peine de plata fina. Pero mira cómo beben los peces en el río. Pero mira cómo beben la plata del río.
Okay. Also, on the kind of lighter side, we had a wonderful Christmas dinner where?
Christmas dinner was at the home of the people who own this apartment building, who are the loveliest people, and their children were there. Most of their children were there, and
can you name the children?
Well, one is eight-year-old girl whose name is Hadi, and her 4-year-old sister.
Paulina,
who
thinks that I'm Santa Claus.
Yes, she's right.
Yeah, because, one day what happened is she came up here with Lupita, who happens to live on this floor. That's one of the daughters of the owners. And they came into my room, and the little girl saw that I had a Santa hat was hanging on my bed. This was way before Christmas. So Lupita told her that I was Santa Claus, and I stayed here when I wasn't at the North Pole, because the little girl believed it right away when I put the Santa hat on. So I had to go down, and I had to pretend I was Santa Claus without the proper costume. I'm going to show you a little video of of that. So I had a red cape and an apron and a Santa hat and sunglasses. I just tried to kind of fake it if I could, but I impressed her because
it was your ho-ho-ho.
My ho-ho-ho. I had a ho-ho-ho. And also that every time I went down to see her downstairs, she's the granddaughter of the owners, she would be refusing to eat her lunch or something. So I just said, well, Santa doesn't like you if you don't eat your lunch. And she would gobble it down, So she was very impressed with Santa's appearance. And so there was her, and then there was little Pablito.
A new baby, a boy baby, Sybil.
We'll show some pictures of these. You'll see them as we're talking, okay? And then we had a big dinner.
We had a beautiful, huge dinner.
Who cooked
that
it?
was cooked by Blanca.
Right.
Herself, and Rennie made about 3 wonderful dishes that were more American, because that's what Blanca said would really be a treat.
You didn't eat all of yours, though, did you? In fact, you tried to feed it to me like I was a dog. And I said to you, no soy perro, soy Santa.
Said, ruff, ruff,
yeah, and everybody got my Spanish, so that was a joke on the Moon Lady. She's so adorable.
I always have more on my plate than I can eat, and I'm the slowest eater. Almost the whole family speaks very good English.
Except for Lupe's 2 sisters, who spoke solid Spanish, and who just stared at me from across the table. But they were very nice, and also Ilsa was there. Christina couldn't make it because she's expecting pretty soon, I think. Then after the dinner, the family went. They couldn't move, right? You can see from the pictures we're showing you that it was a real unbelievable feast. So they went out to do some more with their relatives, with the whole extended family, say. And in fact, you had anything to it?
And it was like joining their family, and it was very, very special. So I had a great time.
Don't get sappy on us now. Was there any funny kind of moments there that we had?
Well, your ho-ho-hoing was pretty funny.
Can you say what else has happened since we last saw the
yes.
audience?
Let me say the most outstanding thing so far in this holiday season, besides going to 2 church services where Lupita was singing. That's the daughter that we love so much, and
you think God was going to strike you down for being in a Christian church?
No, but I talk to him all the time anyway.
Okay, so
and I don't have to remember the name. She knows exactly who I mean. So the most extraordinary experience that I've never had any place in Mexico before was that Justin's iPad was stolen from
I was stolen from my apartment because my screen door was open and I'd fallen asleep early in the morning. And one of the ladies of the night who calls regularly on the guy who lives in this floor, Tim Barr, thought she'd kind of enrich herself by just swiping it, And of course, Tim was a great help. He refused to go to her and say, "Give Justin back his iPad, will you?" So we had to go to the police, which was, you're kind of seeing this kind of venture with the police now, where thanks to Lupe's efforts, being a great translator and a very prominent citizen,
and also Lupita took us down there. Everyone had to go with us because we didn't speak enough good Spanish. Fun.
To just basically push the police to do something. Even though the iPad has a little thing in it, it's a kind of spy in the sky, so it knows who has it and it knows where it is. The police were amazed that we had this information because they'd actually have to solve the crime. Because what it is a paper factory where you spend hours and hours and hours telling them about the theft, and then they do nothing about it. They just go to sleep. But Lupe just kept after them, until they finally assigned a detective to it, and we showed him all of the iPad diagrams where it was, exactly where it was, and so we made the police go to those locations and to talk to the people. She was trying to get a charger, the hooker, basically, for the thing, so it would keep going. She, in the meantime, changed my name to her name and everything inside it to pretend it's hers, but every time she did that, it would spot her location, So the police were overwhelmed by the evidence, actually had to do something, and then it took us, once they got it back, of course, just to get it back is a major achievement. Forget about that a crime was done, she's free to do it again, you know. But my word to you is that stealing is a way of life here, and we've never had that happen to us before here or in other places. But under the right circumstances, it's going to take place. But anyway, that if you have an iPad, you should turn on the Find My iPad feature, because it means you're probably going to get it back, even though the police just go to sleep on it, you know. It took us 2 hours to get it back. It was on their desk, but more paperwork had to be filled out. And what they have here is a paperwork factory in which nothing is really done. Just thefts are reported, and thefts are then said, well, we couldn't find it. Somebody moved on. There's no rush to try to find it, because then you'd have to actually investigate, you know. So after a while, God knows where the stolen object is. And we were trying to push them before it was pawned or sold, you know. Anyway, we got it back, so that made my Christmas merry, you know, right? Right? It made me merry to get it back, because it was so open and shut. So anyway, here's my 2 cautionary tales for Christmas. This is not a funny show. It should be funny, but it's not. It's lock everything up, because stealing is really, it's kind of the Mexican way, unfortunately, especially in hard times like now. And the second thing is never go to the Palmeras in the evening. You might as well just, sell your car to pay them. You know, it's just unbelievable.
If we had a car, we would have had to sell it.
And the food wasn't even good. You know, I had to send some dishes back. You know, it was just acceptable. So what's going on here? Go to my page about the places to eat in North Cozumel, which are run by mom and pops generally. They're sometimes slightly larger, but where you get a great meal for a reasonable amount of money, and you don't get pirated, as we say in the business. No piratas on my list, which I'm going to show you here in the video as we go along.
Right, and of course Justin is perfect Santa Claus.
As you can see in the films we're showing you, there's nobody gives a dopier or a more ho-ho-ho Santa than myself, because I have the weight, the gravitas, as we say, you know, basically to convince you that I am a pretty hefty, fat Santa. And I have enough of a costume, even my cape. There's now Super Santa, who doesn't need the reindeer anymore. They cost too much. It's unnatural. Let them run away in the woods. Have the Super Santa, like Superman, fly to the kids, give them the gifts, bingo, bango, and you're out of there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But we weren't out of there. We were in a wonderful family situation that couldn't be beaten. It was like, come on,
you got some of you are really unfucking believable.
Oh yeah, no,
unbelievable. Super Santa.
Ho, 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 ho! The little dog.
See? So there's the salad and the egg.
Feliz Navidad, Blanca! Santa! It's Santa, no Justino. It's a Santa. Pero. No, comides. No.
That's amable. Turn around. Okay.
You gotta take.
Okay.
Are you taking photos or video?
Of course.
Video. Oh,
Video.
Here come the kids. Okay, just who we've been waiting for.
Buena chica.
¿Gusta que le pongan ropa?
One super.
Poliña y Santa. So Poliña
Ah, yes, that's wonderful. Okay.
There you go. I have no idea what she's saying. I asked her if she slept with Santa.
He's just dancing with Santa.
Y Dios nos permite estar nuevamente juntos como una gran familia. donde tenemos el corazón abierto para acogerlos a todos, ¿no? Amigos, familia, hermanos, tías, sobrinas. Siempre hay un huequito más. Tenemos aquí María, José. ¿Quién puso esa música? Tenían que ver el video.
A ver, ponle
Thank you. Me han dicho mucho, mamá, que me veo muy bien.
Santa's elves there.
My mother went.
No te vayan a caer. Sí, ¿viste? I was telling my wife.
Do you like it too?
Yeah.
I know Lupe asked me.
Dicen estofado, pero es...
Okay, that's great. We get Pablo in too. That's the beginning. There's no hat. No hat for Pablo. Oh my God. Little Pablito.
Tan tan. Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, feliz Navidad, feliz Navidad, feliz Navidad, feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. Ahora sí, y dice, I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad.
¿Qué onda contigo?
We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Próspero año y felicidad.
Wonderful. Oh God, that's beautiful.
I don't want to hit the dishes.
What we really want to hear, though, besides all these kind of sanctimonious things, is about the Moon Lady's love life, which, as we know from the last show, is just unbelievable what's going on. If I don't keep an eye on her, she's sending out rays, basically, to unsuspecting bar people who are getting on their knees and kissing your hand. Does that happen to you again? Have you been to the bars lately, or was it too dangerous for you to go out now?
I had a really good experience that's kept me very busy, where I went to Dr. Joe, who runs...
Dr. Joe, that's another great story, Dr. Joe.
I knew him as a musician from Wet Wendy's, which is one of the bar restaurants that I go to occasionally with Justin.
With me.
And I met him, so I knew who he was. And then Justin told him of my difficulty with walking and breathing and trying to
Despite
keep
all these
myself at bay.
problems, the men from 18 to 88 are all over her if she sits down at the bar. So don't feel sorry for her. But anyway, but she has problems. She has problems,
Right.
you know.
So I went to see him after Justin said he's had talked to him and he's the man to see.
Right.
So I went to his office and it was jammed with people and basically.
Can you speed this up?
Well, he gave
Come
me
on.
he.
Tell us what happened.
He pulled my legs. He stretched me. He basically manipulated my body in a way that it had never been manipulated.
And she's been to the best manipulators, I can guarantee it. There's a whole string of them up and down the East Coast.
Yeah, including, but you never did what he did to me. And it was.
Thank God.
When I got through with the second treatment there. I walked home from there.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
That's about a 15-block walk, so.
Exactly, and I was not hurting at all.
So that also was my own experience with Joe. I didn't have really the problems you had, but I had fallen. And when you fall at my weight on the tile here on a slippery, rainy day, you go down like a redwood. I mean, I went down, and I thought my shoulder would never be the same. My ribs were killing me, and I waited for about 3 or 4 weeks, and finally I went, hey, Joe, can you do anything about this? It's really not going away. And he gave me a couple of moves, and it hurt too. And then the next day, they were basically gone, So he has the touch, and
forget
the Moon Lady, by the
that.
way, has been to I don't know how many chiropractors and faith healers and everything else in the world to help with her problems, as well as regular doctors, specialists, and the rest of that stuff. But have her to walk that distance was like Jesus walking on water. It's just unbelievable. So if you're hurting, here's my advice: lock your doors. 2, don't eat at the Palmaris at night. Never eat at the Palmaris at night. They'll take all your money and your house and your car. 3, dress up like Santa Claus, whatever you can, and entertain the kids. And 4, go to Joe.
Yeah, right.
And I think that's all we can say. That's just all done. So, can you say goodbye to everybody? Now, hold on a second. Let me see if we can say goodbye to everybody. Whoa! That's our cameraman. He's very shaky, We have a very small cameraman. He's like a midget, and I don't want to say that he's one of the small people. And every once in a while, when you get up to talk to him, he kind of gets shaky. But he's now focused on us, and you're focused on me. You got to get in here. We've now given the 4 things that people should do: dress as Santa, go to Joe Mahar at Cozumel Health. He's in the Barracuda Hotel, first floor. He's just a known entity of a healing guy. Lock your door and never go to the Pirates at Palmaris. Can you say something about your holiday greetings to everybody, since we haven't hit New Year's yet?
I'm looking forward to that, and I'm also looking forward to the holidays being over.
Well, why is that?
Just because they're a mess, It's like everybody buying stuff and getting hysterical over it. I always remember Christmas as being partly a joy and partly a real aggravation.
Which is one of the reasons we spend our Christmas and our Thanksgiving here in Cozumel.
I know.
That way you don't have to put up with the relatives or anything like that. You don't have to feel bad or good. You just take it exactly as you want to take it. Is that correct? Which is to do nothing. To be swept away by the holiday spirit here, which is much different.
Yeah, well, it's wonderful. When I see the families at church and the way the families interact, there's so much touching. There's so much. You can't do that over the internet or any of the electronic things. The people that you love need to be reassured.
That's right.
All the time.
And what happened to you at church? There's a part in the church where, in the Catholic Church, because once in a while we have to go, because I come from a Catholic family. I was an altar boy, You wouldn't believe that. But I got out of it as soon as I could. But there's a part of the new Mass now where everybody turns to embrace each other. And in the States, it's like this. Nobody wants to touch each other. But here, the people are really genuine. They give you a big hug. It's really nice. So, of course, the Moon Lady had never experienced this at all. And so, what happened when they started to give you that big embrace? Because you were by yourself. I was in the choir loft.
All right.
With Peter.
I just thought it was real. I've been to New Age churches.
Tell the people.
Where they
New Age people.
did. Let's all hold hands.
Yeah, but nobody wants to.
But nobody really wants to do it, or they won't want to do it unless they already know you. But here there was a very welcoming feeling and a very family feeling. That's true, I think, all over Mexico.
That's true.
Yeah.
True. So here are the 5 rules. Never go to Palmaris. Keep your door locked. 3, dress as Santa whenever you can. 5,
which looks ridiculous at Thanksgiving.
If you're hurt, go to Joe Mahar and get cured. And 5, go to church so people can hug you, especially if you're a little weird and you don't have any friends like the guy next door here, except what we can buy, So anyway, that's from us here between the holidays, saying farewell.
Adios.
Hasta luego.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work.
Keep up the good work.
Now-
And come visit us because the pluses here well outweigh the few problems that you might have. And if we're here, we'll help.
And in case you didn't get this program, as many people don't, it's a coded message. So if you watch it several times, you will get it. If you think it says kill the children, it doesn't. It just says get away from the children. Is this correct?
Well, not the little children. The little children,
You mean the teenagers?
the teenagers and the at the 20s. But my children are middle aged now, and
You want to get away from
they're
them?
beginning to show. Some of them are
Yeah.
beginning to get kind of.
She's just being nice because this is going to be nationally broadcast, but she can't race away fast enough to be frank about it. Hasta luego.
I just followed you.